The more you try to appear strong, the easier it is for others to see that you're actually lacking control. You argue to win but end up losing respect. You react instantly when triggered, only to regret later that you said or did too much. The truth is, most men don't lose because they're weak. They lose because they can't control their own emotions. And in a world where everyone is loud, the one who can control himself is the one who truly holds power. If you want to understand why some people command respect without even trying, take 1 second to like and follow, because what you're about to hear could change the way you see yourself. In this video, we'll break down the core principles of emotional intelligence, the silent weapon that helps you win in communication work and relationships without forcing it. 1. The strategic pause. The power of not reacting immediately. Most people live in reaction mode. When offended, they fire back. When rejected, they chase. When pressured, they lose control. But those with high emotional intelligence understand that real power lies in the space between stimulus and response. Imagine being in a tense meeting where someone raises their voice and attacks you. The typical reaction is to strike back instantly. But if you stay silent for 2-3 seconds, hold eye contact, keep your tone calm, and then respond, you immediately shift the dynamic. The other person loses control while you take the lead. This pause is not weakness, it's control. It helps you avoid saying things you'll regret. Force the other person to reveal their true emotions. Maintain your position in any situation. The way to practice is simple. Next time you feel triggered, don't react. Immediately take a deep breath and count to 3 before speaking. Repeat this daily and you'll notice you're no longer being led by your emotions. 2. Strategic empathy. Seeing beyond behavior, hitting the real motive. Many people think empathy is weakness, but in reality it's a tool for reading others on a deeper level. People with high emotional intelligence don't just look at actions, they look at the reasons behind those actions. For example, when someone acts cold or irritated toward you, the usual reaction is to take it personally or fight back. But if you pause and ask yourself, what is this person afraid of, you'll start to see a different picture. Maybe they feel insecure, pressured, or afraid of being judged. When you respond to that underlying emotion, the entire situation can shift. In communication, instead of arguing, try saying, "It sounds like you're under quite a bit of pressure about this, right?" This doesn't solve the problem immediately, but it unlocks the other person's emotions. A simple exercise: whenever someone frustrates, you ask yourself, what's their real motive before reacting? Just by changing your perspective, you'll begin to take control of every interaction. 3. Controlled vulnerability. The weapon of true confidence. People who try to appear perfect are often the most fragile. They avoid mistakes, hide their weaknesses, and constantly try to maintain a flawless image. But that's exactly what makes them seem rigid and untrustworthy. In contrast, those with high emotional intelligence understand that admitting imperfections is a sign of real strength. Think about 2 people in a conversation. One keeps bragging about achievements, trying to prove their worth. The other casually shares a past failure, even laughs about it. Who feels more relatable and trustworthy? The second person, because they don't need to prove anything, they're already confident. Vulnerability isn't about exposing everything. It's about selectively sharing what is real and appropriate. It helps you build deeper connections, create authenticity, lower other people's defenses. A simple exercise in your next conversation: try naturally sharing a small mistake or an imperfect experience. You'll be surprised at how quickly others open up to you. 4. Handling conflict like soft martial arts. Not resisting but redirecting. Most people see conflict as a battle: who's right, who's wrong, who wins, who loses. But those with high emotional intelligence understand that the more directly you confront, the more you fuel the fire. Instead of resisting, they borrow the other person's emotional energy and redirect it. For example, when someone says, "You never care about me," the usual reaction is to argue back, "That's not true," and the conflict escalates. But if you say, "It sounds like you're feeling neglected, right?" the intensity of the conflict immediately drops. The key here is acknowledge the emotion without necessarily agreeing with the content. When emotions are recognized, people no longer feel the need to fight. How to apply it? Listen fully without interrupting. Name the other person's emotion. Then move to solutions. If you truly want to elevate your communication to another level, start applying this technique today in at least 3 real conflict situations and observe how things change. This isn't just a skill. It's an advantage that keeps you in control of every conversation. 5. Social awareness. Reading the temperature and adjusting yourself. Some people walk into a room and instantly make things feel awkward, not because they lack ability, but because they can't read the context around them. In contrast, those with high emotional intelligence have a kind of social sensor. They observe, feel, and adjust their energy accordingly. For example, when you're talking to a quiet person but speak too fast or too loudly, you unintentionally create pressure. But if you lower your voice, slow down, and keep a comfortable distance, the other person will immediately feel more at ease. This is the principle of subtle mirroring. Observe speaking pace and body language. Adjust your rhythm and energy to align. Don't imitate obviously, just fine-tune subtly. A skilled communicator isn't the one who speaks the best, but the one who makes others feel the most comfortable around them. A simple exercise in your next conversation: pay attention to 3 things: speaking pace, tone, and distance, then gently adjust to match the other person. You'll notice the connection becomes much more natural. 6. Inner confidence. Not needing validation to know your worth. Most people are driven by how others see them, posting for likes, trying to impress, fearing rejection. But those with high emotional intelligence have cut off that dependency. They understand that self-worth doesn't come from the outside, it's determined from within. For example, when facing rejection, the average person starts to doubt themselves. But someone with inner strength simply thinks, "It's not a fit, that's all." No self-doubt, no overthinking. The difference lies in how they evaluate themselves. They don't need external validation. They aren't controlled by outside emotions. They maintain inner stability. You don't need to prove who you are when you already know it. A simple exercise: whenever you feel the urge to post, say, or do something for validation, pause and ask yourself, if no one were watching, would I still do this? The answer will help you build real confidence. 7. Personal boundaries. Saying no without needing to apologize. Many people think that to maintain relationships, they have to be agreeable and go along with others. But in reality, the more you lack boundaries, the more you lose value. People with high emotional intelligence understand that their time and energy are assets, not something everyone is entitled to. For example, when a colleague tries to push work onto you, someone with low EQ either reluctantly accepts or reacts with frustration. But someone with high EQ would say, "I'm currently focused on my main priorities, so I can't take on anything extra right now." Clear, polite, and without creating conflict. Boundaries aren't about pushing people away, they're about teaching others how to respect you, how to apply it. Keep your responses short without over-explaining. Maintain a calm tone without guilt. Be consistent in your actions. Exercise today, say no, at least once, to something you don't truly want to do, calmly and firmly. This is the first step to taking back control of your life. Number 8. The compounding effect. Winning isn't about today, it's about a lifetime. Emotional intelligence doesn't produce immediate results, but it compounds over time and creates a massive difference. Someone who lacks emotional control might win an argument but lose the relationship. In contrast, a person with high EQ quietly builds trust, long-term relationships, a lasting reputation. It's like planting a tree. You can't force it to grow faster, but you can create the right conditions for it to grow properly. For example, someone who consistently listens, stays calm, and respects boundaries. After 5-10 years, they'll have a strong network, and opportunities will naturally come to them. A simple exercise each day: choose one small behavior to improve emotional control, listening or saying no, and stay consistent. You don't need to be perfect right away, just be persistent, and the results will come. You don't need to become the strongest, the loudest, or the most dominant to win. What truly determines your position in life isn't muscle, money, or words. It's how you control yourself in the moments that matter most. When you learn to pause instead of react, you begin to take control of the situation. When you understand others, instead of judging them, you start to see what others can't. When you dare to be yourself without hiding or proving anything, you step into a level of confidence that no one can shake. And when you know how to set boundaries, you stop living to please others and start living by your own standards. These are not tricks to manipulate people. This is a new operating system for how you live. A way of being where you're not driven by emotions, not programmed by society, not defined by others. You become the observer, the chooser, the one who leads. And most importantly, these changes don't come from understanding, they come from daily practice. If you truly want to upgrade yourself into a different version, calmer, sharper, more respected, don't just watch and move on. Start today. Pause for 3 seconds before reacting. Observe your emotions instead of letting them control you. Say no when needed, and always ask, am I reacting or am I choosing? If you're committed to change, hit like and follow now, not to support this video, but to make a commitment to yourself that you won't keep living unconsciously. Because in the end, your life isn't determined by what happens to you, but by how you respond to it. And the moment you master that, you're no longer just a player in your life. You become the one who sets the rules.